The most evil zodiac signs. There are zodiac signs whose dark side is especially bright. They will not be touched by a tear, will not be stopped by a threat, and will not be held by someone else's pain. They are vindictive, vengeful, and dangerous when they are betrayed or provoked. These are not just complex characters. These are powerful archetypes capable of destroying and creating without asking permission. They are the ones who are best left unpunished. Today you will learn which signs carry the energy of destruction, the shadow of ancient rage, and the power that even the most confident bow to. And most importantly, why this anger is not always evil, but often a defense, a reaction, or a form of truth. If you are interested in understanding who is really the toughest, most vindictive, unstoppable, and cold-blooded, stay until the end. Subscribe to the channel if you want to understand not only the light, but also the darkness in astrology. And in the comments write, which sign in your experience is really the most evil? Let's see if the predictions match life. Let's get started. And it will be tough from here on out. The first sign is Aquarius. The cold anger of Aquarius does not scream, it waits. It does not hit openly, does not quarrel, and does not prove. It simply turns you off from its reality, like a faulty mechanism. An Aquarius woman or man with a pronounced shadow of character is a person capable of ruthless ignoring, indifference, and refusal of any emotions. Their anger is not a flash. It is a shutdown. Complete, irrevocable, without the right to appeal. They do not show aggression. They build it into logic. Their most dangerous weapon is a cold mind and emotional detachment. If Aquarius has decided that you are no longer worthy of his attention, you become invisible. He can live nearby for years, giving neither warmth nor participation. And in this is hidden a form of punishment, silent but deep. This is a form of evil in which there is no rage, but there is a clear feeling of zeroing. Aquarius takes revenge intellectually. He will not make a scene, but will carefully destroy your reputation if he deems it necessary. He will smile, but at the same time will create a field of doubt and mistrust around you. His word can be rare, but precise and deadly, especially if it is said in public. He knows how to plunge the truth into the most vulnerable point without raising his voice. Aquarius's cruelty is not emotional, it is structured. He will not hit you in the forehead. He will create conditions under which you yourself will break. And not because he is bad, but because he considers it fair. His anger has the form of justice. He punishes when he believes that he has the right. And he does it with a special, icy calm. He is not afraid of loneliness, so he does not hold back. If you betrayed, did not fulfill, violated, he will not sort it out. He will disappear completely, even if you were close. His internal coordinate system does not provide for pity. Anger in Aquarius is not a flash, but a strategy. He can wait, keep quiet, disappear for a while, and then come back and say one phrase that will put an end to it. The most dangerous thing about Aquarius is his ability to view people as temporary, even the closest ones. He can be kind, generous, understanding for a long time. But if you disappoint him deeply, at some point, he will break everything. Without scandals. He will simply turn off his emotions. And this zeroing out is more terrible than any hysteria. He is not subject to external influence, and therefore his anger is a conscious choice. He can plan revenge or punishment without flinching. He will not do it in anger. He will do it in perfect silence. And that is what makes it more terrible, because you will not know when it began and at what moment you were expelled. Everything will happen precisely, calmly, without return. The second sign is Sagittarius. Sagittarius's anger is not a storm or a scream. It is a pinpoint fire, launched at the moment when his personal boundaries are violated or his rightness is questioned. He will not warn, First he observes, then he records, then he makes an internal judgment. If a decision is made, there will be no mercy. His anger is a reaction, behind which there is a cold confidence that the answer must be tough. And if he believes that someone deserves it, he will not hold back. He can be caustic, harsh, merciless. His words can cut through another person's confidence in a second, and he will not regret. He will think that he simply opened his eyes. His straightforwardness in moments of anger becomes a weapon that is impossible to defend against. Sagittarius does not resort to shouting. He shoots with the truth, which hurts more than any humiliation. He says what others are silent about, and he does it in such a tone that the interlocutor has neither grounds nor arguments. The most dangerous thing is that he does not show anger right away. He endures. For a long time, he pretends not to notice. He keeps his distance, but does not make scenes. And then, at a moment when no one is expecting it, he takes a step. Abrupt, harsh, destructive. He ends the relationship, breaks ties, publishes the truth that he has collected bit by bit. He can leave without looking back, and no one's pleas will touch him. An angry Sagittarius is not an impulsive aggressor. This is a person who turns on the liquidation mode only when he believes that there is no other way. His revenge is rational, justified, cold-blooded. He knows in advance where a person's weak spot is, and he hits exactly there. Not for demonstration, but to stop forever. His anger is especially pronounced in cases where his kindness was used against him. He does not forgive betrayal. He does not forgive disrespect. He does not believe in apologies if he sensed falsehood. His internal moral compass works harshly. He is either for or against. And if he is against, it is irrevocable. He can erase a person from life without feeling any guilt or regret. He believes that he simply restored order. His anger is not theatrical. It is clearly directed. He does not need to put on a show. He acts like a hunter confident in his shot. He can devalue a person in one sentence, and then he will not remember that he existed. He does not take revenge openly. He destroys reputation silently. He never conducts a dialogue if he has already made a decision. And this cold separation is more frightening than any conflict. He does not lose his composure. He does not destroy. He takes a shot and leaves. But if someone tries to return, they will run into an ice wall. He doesn't care. His anger is not a flash. It is a line. It cannot be returned. And that is what makes him dangerous. The third sign is Virgo. Virgo's anger has no emotional undertone. It is a pure, dry, mathematically verified reaction. Her anger is not based on impulse, it is built on logic. If a person made a mistake, if he violated boundaries, if he was ineffective, Virgo reacts. But not as an emotional explosion. She reacts like a surgeon cutting out infected tissue, without pity, without pathos, simply because there is no other way. She does not raise her voice. She does not throw tantrums. She turns on the mode of total devaluation. First comes observation, then analysis. And if a conclusion is made, the enemy has no chance. Virgo destroys through words, through precise formulations from which it is impossible to wriggle out. She speaks with facts, numbers, details that others have forgotten. She remembers everything, especially what can be used. An angry Virgo does not shout. She crushes with silence, with sarcasm, with unbearable cold truth. She speaks evenly, calmly. But after her words, you want to disappear. Her tone is an instrument that she controls brilliantly. It can be humiliatingly soft, condescending, contemptuous. It cuts off, discards, belittles, and does it without shouting. Her anger is not connected with rage. It is intellectual retribution. She destroys reputation, forms opinion, nullifies authority, and she does it in such a way that everything looks justified. No one will suspect emotions, only facts, only truth, but presented in the right form, with the right pressure, with the effect of an ice shower. A special form of her anger is silent control. She can continue contact while morally destroying, not directly, but through hints, through demonstrative ignoring, through emphasized indifference. This is not an insult. This is a strategic calculation. Virgo does not forgive if she does not see the point. And if she has not forgiven, she will control the process of destruction to the end. She does not lose face. She remains collected, polite. But under this external restraint, a real attack is unfolding. Her weapons are intelligence, memory, knowledge of weak points. And if she decides to strike, it will be a filigree operation, without noise, without traces, without a chance. She can destroy a person's authority in the eyes of his environment without uttering a single insult, only with intonation, only with a precisely chosen phrase, only with one look full of intellectual contempt. After that, the person himself will doubt himself. Virgo's malice is not an emotion, it is a function. It turns on when internal standards are violated, and turns off only when the target is completely destroyed. She does not take revenge. She restores order, coldly, precisely, without the possibility of restoration. The fourth sign is Aries for Aries. Anger is not a flash, but fuel. He does not make a storm out of the blue, but if the situation requires it, he is capable of exploding without warning. His anger is sharp, abrupt, and purposeful. It is not an insult or a complaint, but an active action. He attacks quickly, hits the most painful point, and does not apologize for the consequences. And it's not that he is cruel, he just sincerely believes that if someone has crossed the line, then he must be ready to answer. Aries do not manipulate, do not blackmail, do not play the silence game. Their anger is a punch on the table, a sharp phrase, a devastating look. He is never angry inside. His aggression instantly breaks out. At the same time, he does not like to hold anger for a long time. He splashed it out and forgot. But the one who was under this surge will remember the moment for the rest of his life, especially if Aries decided that he was betrayed or set up. Aries easily enters into confrontation. He is not afraid of titles, authority, or age. He can calmly yell at his boss if he considers him unfair. He can raise his hand if he feels threatened. And although deep down he may worry and even regret, this will not stop him in the moment of an outburst. He does not know how and does not want to restrain his emotions. His anger is a natural part of his nature. The peculiarity of Aries' anger is that he almost always considers himself right. Even if everything on the outside says the opposite, inside he is confident that he acted honestly, and therefore he has the right to be angry. It is this conviction that makes him especially dangerous, because when angry, he will not stop until he achieves justice according to his logic. He can destroy relationships, erase boundaries, burn all bridges. If he feels that his dignity has been humiliated, he does not arrange quiet revenge. His attack is open, hot, swift. If he tolerates something, it means he is saving up. And when the limit is reached, a hurricane hits. He will not explain or ask. He will do what he thinks is necessary. And if it is necessary to humiliate, take revenge, prove, he will do it quickly, brightly, and with full awareness of his actions. In everyday situations, the anger of Aries manifests itself in irritability. He is infuriated by slowness, stupidity, uncertainty. He can flare up over a trifle if he thinks that his time is being wasted. He cannot stand stupid conversations, long explanations, falsehood. If someone nearby acts slowly or illogically, Aries will break down. Moreover, with age, this does not go away, but worsens. He does not hold a grudge against loved ones, but is able to cut off so abruptly that a person will not fully understand what he is guilty of. Aries can cross a person out of life in one phrase, in one gesture, and he will never return, because his anger leaves no room for doubt. It demands a victim, and it gets one. When Aries gets angry, it's not a warning, it's a sentence. And if he's made a decision, it's impossible to stop. He may regret it, he may explain it later. But in a moment of anger, he will act like a steamroller. Fast, tough, and without brakes. And that's what makes him one of the most evil signs. Because his anger has no filters. It goes straight, and it destroys everything in its path. The fifth sign is Cancer. Cancer does not look angry. It can be polite, silent, even vulnerable. But it is under this mask that the most insidious form of anger is hidden, expectant, accumulated, pinpointed. Cancer does not shout, does not throw accusations. It accumulates. And when the time comes, it takes revenge. Without noise, without warning, without a chance of salvation. Its anger is a poison that does not act immediately, but accurately. Cancer's anger grows from pain. It endures for a long time, forgives, pretends that nothing is happening. It can even smile when everything is burning inside. And those around it often do not even suspect how wounded it is. It withdraws into itself, thinks, analyzes. And when a decision is made, it acts coldly. Cancer does not break into a scream. It acts subtly. It can poison relationships with cold, can isolate a person, can destroy him emotionally. It knows where to hit, so that it hurts for a long time. His anger is not a flash, but an operation. He does not forget. He does not forgive completely. Even if he said that he forgives, there is a scratch inside, and it will hurt for years. He can be vengeful without physical action. Emotional pressure is enough. Silence, ignoring, detachment are his tools. Next to him, a person can feel guilty without even understanding why. He knows how to create an atmosphere in which another begins to doubt himself. And this is the most sophisticated form of anger. Cancer becomes especially poisonous when he is betrayed. He does not just get angry, he stops seeing a person as alive. He can cross out even the closest ones. And when he leaves, there is no way back. He can delete a number, break all ties, and not leave a single clue for reconciliation. And all this without hysterics, just with complete internal coldness. Cancer knows how to make you feel sorry. His anger can be an emotional trap that the offender falls into. He can bring to a feeling of guilt, to remorse, to tears, and all this quietly without shouting, because he works through feelings. His weapon is emotions. And if Cancer is angry, he can undermine the soul, like water undermines a stone. He never takes revenge right away. He needs time. He waits for the moment when the blow will be especially sensitive, and he knows when to do it. This makes him dangerous, because the offense inflicted on Cancer can turn into consequences in weeks, months, even years. This is what makes Cancer one of the most evil signs, because his anger is invisible. It does not thunder, it does not break walls. It drips, sharpens, penetrates. It stretches over time. And often, it is Cancer who delivers the last and most painful blow.